Hello everyone, how are you? I hope that you are fine in this pandemic of COVID-19. We are interacting with each other after a long duration of time because of the periodic test 1. As periodic test is over, so we shall proceed to our portion. Today we shall discuss second chapter of the history, that is physical features of India. My dear students, in the first chapter only, I have told you all that our country India is a diverse country and its diversity is not visible only in the color, only in the language, only in the religion. This diversity is also visible in its landforms or in the physical features. We are very blessed and happily we can say that in our country India, all the major physical features which are found in the world that are found. If you will visit to the mountain ranges, you will see the rugged topography, steep slopes. If you will visit to the plain area, you can see the fertile soil. If you will visit to the desert region, you will see the texture of the sand. And if you will visit to the coastal area, moderate climate will be there. And if you are visiting to the island groups, it will be very helpful in the recreation. So as here we are discussing the physical features of India, so our main focus will be on the Indian landmass, how landmass of India was being formed. But before going to that, this we have studied in the previous class that our earth is made up of the three concentric layers. Uppermost is known as the crust, downside of that is the mantle, and interior is the core. All the landscapes, buildings, etc. are visible on the crust or the uppermost layer of the earth. But this uppermost layer of the earth is not same as it is today. In the earlier time, it was totally different from the today's. Today we are seeing there are 7 continents, but in the olden time, this structure was not like that. In the olden time, there were not 7 continents, there was only one supercontinent, and that supercontinent was known as the Pangaea. Yes, Pangaea was only a supercontinent. Later on, by the movement of the tectonic plates, yes, tectonic plates. Tectonic plates are some major and minor plates by which the crust of the earth is being made. In the tectonic plates, 3 types of the movements are very common. One is the convergent, when 2 plates come nearer to each other, and there is the divergent, when 2 plates move far away, and third one is the transform boundary, means when 2 plates move parallel to each other. These are the 3 types of the movements: convergent, divergent and the transform, which are made by the tectonic plates. And because of such type of movement of the tectonic plates, the landmass of the globe is changing day by day. So, in olden time, there was only one supercontinent, Pangaea. But by the movement of this tectonic plates, this Pangaea divided into the 2. The northern part came to be known as the Angara land, and southern part came to be known as the Gondwana land. Our country India is the part of the Gondwana land. At that time, the countries which were the part of this Gondwana land, that were the India, Australia, South Africa, South America, and Antarctica. Yes, in olden time, these all countries were the part of the Gondwana land. But by the movement of the tectonic plates, this Gondwana land is split into different pieces. One such piece of the Gondwana land tends towards the Eurasia. Yes, one such part tends towards the Eurasia. I hope that some of you are knowing about the Eurasia. Eurasia is the combination of Asia and Europe continent, or we can say Asia and Europe continent collectively known as the Eurasia. So this part of the Gondwana land merged towards the Eurasia, and there it gave rise to the Himalayas. Yes, when this part moved toward the Eurasia, Himalaya came into existence, and Himalayas are the example of the young fold mountains. In the Himalaya, the highest ranges of the world are found, and the most highest, which is the Mount Everest, that is also located in the upper region of the Himalayas. So when Himalaya found, then south of the Himalaya, a great depression was there. That depression was fed by the various type of rivers which originate from the Himalayas. By the silt and pebbles which were brought by these rivers, this whole region became a fertile region and came to be known as the northern plain of the India. The oldest part of the Gondwana land which merged into the Eurasia, that came to be known as the peninsular part of our country India. And this is how the landmass of the India came into existence. As I have already told you all, that in our country India, all the major physical features are being found. So on the basis of the physical features, India is divided into the few categories. There are few physical features which are found within the India. First one is the Himalayas. Second one is the northern plain. Third one is the peninsular plateau. Fourth one is the desert region. Fifth one is the coastal plain. And sixth one is the island groups. In this chapter, we shall briefly discuss about all these. So first, Himalayas. As I have already told you all, that Himalayas are the example of the young fold mountain. This Himalaya surrounds our country India from the northwest, north, and the east. Or in other words, we can say the area between the Indus River to the Brahmaputra River is all the part of the Himalayas. On the basis of the height of its ranges, Himalaya is further classified into the three main ranges. First one, that is the highest range, that is the Himadri. Second one is the Himachal. This is the lower than the Himadri. And third one is the Sivalik. Himadri is also known as the uppermost range of the Himalayas. The average elevation means height of this Himadri is 6,000 meters. Most of the highest peaks of the world are found in this Himadri region only. The width of the Himadri varies from 400 to 250 kilometers. All the highest mountain ranges are found in this region, including the Mount Everest, Kanchenjunga, as well as K2 or Godwin Austen. Second one is the Himachal. The average height of the Himachal is 3,700 to 4,500 meters, and its width is 200 to 160 kilometers. The lower range is known as the Sivalik. Its average elevation varies from 700 to 1300 meters. This is the lowest range of the Himalayas. So this was all about the Himalayas. In the next video, we shall discuss about the northern plain. Bye bye my dear students.